what you call it? Talk about your winning years at Jacksonville State.
Hmm.
Because you went to the playoffs, you guys
Right.
won championships and all that stuff. So talk about that a little bit, like the culture there.
Man, that culture was intense. And not intense like in a bad way,
Yeah,
but I respected my teammates so much. I did not want to do anything wrong. And I think I've told you guys, I'm like, man, why in the world are you letting a loser, right? And a loser to me is somebody that don't want to do stuff right, and they show you over and over and over again, I'm not going to do it right. But then I just sit there and I accept it. Then who now is a loser? Me, because I'm accepting it, right? And we say we're trying to go somewhere that we have never been. We had never been to a national championship game before. We had never won a conference championship before. But our coaches set a standard of every day we're gonna break it down on national champs. And we're like, what? We ain't never been national champ. We ain't never been. We ain't never. We hardly have had a winning season.
mm.
And they made us go to class. They made us not with a fear of, oh well, if we don't do this, da, 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 da. I'm like, no, I just did not want to let my teammate down. Like, we would practice in the morning, go to class. Guys would say, hey, we're going to show up on the field at like 3 or 4 o'clock, and we're going to get some work in. No coaches would ever have to be there. We would just do it. And that's why I say it was intense. It was intense because our teammates made it intense, not because coaches made it that way. Teammates, because they're like, man, I'm tired of this. I am truly tired of being a loser. I'm tired of being a loser, not only on the field, but in life, because we had guys ineligible. We had guys that just did not go to class. All they did was smoke weed, do drugs, and do all different other types of things. And that's losers mentality. Because everybody talks about the Mamba mentality. You think Kobe was out here drinking, smoking, partying, doing all that? No, he's in the gym. Right? You think all these guys that just got drafted yesterday, they doing all that stuff? Some of them might. Some of them really might.
Yeah,
But you
true.
know how much work they putting in and how God gifted they are?
Yeah,
Like, to do all that and still be that guy, that's that's pretty special. But most of them aren't. They have a simple discipline. You look at the teams that are successful. Let's look at Clemson, right?
yeah,
And my coach now he's always been real good friends with Coach Sweeney.
yeah.
He's actually working for Coach Sweeney now. So the guys that go there, do you know how much of a family that feels like? Like, just from looking outside, looking in, those guys are locked in forever. Like, anything that they can do to help each other, they will. But that's created from the coach down to the players,
Yeah,
and they know that when they come back or when they're done, if they do things the right way, they're gonna be looked after, right? And we set a standard at Jacksonville State when I was there that, hey man, go get that dude out of his room. He's slacking. Like, this is 10 minutes before we start. It's like, hey man, what's he doing? Why is he not doing this? Why is he not doing that? And we went so hard in practice, man, games was like a cakewalk. Because we're beating people 40, 50 to 12 or whatever, man. And it was just a cakewalk. And I remember we literally had a team meeting after a win. Like, man, they shouldn't have been close. Like, we say we got these goals. We say we got this. We say we got that. Man, I don't care what that coach tells you to do, right? In not a disrespectful way, but like, I don't care what they tell you to do, if you agree with it or not. The play's been called. At some point, you got to be that guy that you say you are.
mm-hmm.
You got to show up and win the rep, because all it is me beating you, right? What if that's my assignment? Like, if that backside backer is my assignment, I got to beat him. As a quarterback, that the whole 11, I got to beat all 11 on each play. That's my assignment. Running back, I got to beat, whoever that is on my assignment. If my assignment is cut backside A, who's typically covering that backside A? Linebacker. I got to beat that linebacker, right? So we were so hard on each other. I mean, dogmatically hard on each other. Like, practices were so fun because it was so competitive. We were like, man, we know it's coming. It's like, and offense like, all right, sure, you still can't stop it.
Yeah,
And that's just our mentality. So that's where I'm like, nah, like, I don't care what nobody says. Like, I am going to win Why? Because it is in me, not on me. And I'd say that all the time to you guys. I'm like, is it in you or is it on you? Right now, it's on y'all. It's in me. Why? Because winning goes with everything you do, right? If we say, don't do this in the meeting room, that apply. I'm going to take that principle to my life. It's not just going to be a on and off switch, right? Winning is by doing little things right consistently, and it shows up at the end. The little stuff that you decide to do, it shows up. The little stuff you decide not to do, it shows up.